Hello, I'm Debs. This is Debs Smith's Welcome. These are my summer sewing plans. So, I know I'm late with this, and that's mostly because it has essentially been raining in Yorkshire for a long time, and I have not really felt inclined to make very many of my summer makes. So, I have a long list, which I'm going to tell you about and show you the fabrics for, and then I'll probably whittle it down quite a lot. But I don't suppose you'd mind that, would you? So I'm going to go through it in item order, and I'm hoping that you might find something that you find a little bit inspiring in there somewhere. I hope the night light is not too bad today. Apologies if it is, and thank you to everybody who liked, subscribed, commented, and did all that good stuff on my last vlog. I will try and do a Friday sews in the next week or so and let you know exactly what I've been up to, because patently there has been sewing occurring, as you could imagine. Right, so we're going to start. I have a list. I have to have a list for this. I'm going to start with the bottoms. So I have had quite a lot of success with my recent bottoms. So the chanterelles and the oxbows are on strong rotation in the wardrobe. So they are both kind of warm blues. However, there is a dog woofing. I'm sorry. I feel like there's a gap in my wardrobe for some smart shorts. Now, I should put a link down here. Teresa is doing a smart shorts. You know, she does Battle of the Patterns. It's like awesome. But she's doing one of those. But hers are not what I have in my head, which is quite interesting, isn't it? So the fabric that I'm thinking of is this, which is a really nice cotton twill. Which I have made wide leg pants out of, I think. Now, the only thing about it is you can see it has been sat in the box for quite a long time, but it is very creased. So that's the only thing. It doesn't have any stretch in it, this at all. And I did and ah about whether I was going to be better using something with a little bit of stretch in it. But this is the current plan. And my 3 runners I've got quite a lot of that actually, so I could do more than one. But what I'm thinking of is a kind of tailored, straight-legged trouser with a flat front. So I'm thinking either the landers, but I want to bring them slightly longer because I have in my head those are kind of quite a short, kind of they're about 3 inches inseam, I think. So the landers, the oxbow, which I've just made in denim, or which don't officially come with a shorts view, but would just lock them off and maybe cuff them. I'm not sure about the cuff or not, but we'll see. And the third option was the Glennon O's. Now they come, the O's patterns Glennon. I got that the right way around. Anyway, they come with a shorts pattern, which is kind of slightly flared, which I think might suit the bill. So they might be the current front runners, although because they've re-released the lander pants, I kind of want to make a pair of landers, which is, I think it's just like a fear of missing out thing. Right, the second on the bottoms is a pair of leggings. Now, I haven't made a pair of leggings since this pair of leggings, which I made 8 or 9 years ago, I think. So I'm going to make the Averys. I've had to print them out in a bigger size. So I've done that and I've cut out the pattern pieces. They are ready to go, and I'm going to make that in. Now the only thing about this is I wonder if it is a little bit thin to do that with. I'm never going to wear them without anything over the top. The plan is to try and make sure that some of my dresses are layerable, uppable. What I might also do is to make a vest top with an underlayer and a t-shirt in the same fabric, again, just while I've kind of got it out and cutting. I've got some black Maraflex on a cone, so that makes cutting, sewing knits really, really quick. If you've not used Maraflex, I would strongly recommend it. It does make things very easy. It is a bit of a cheat, but you know, we'll go with cheating, that's fine. So I have quite a lot of this. This came from, I think this came from Pound Fabrics actually, and it was a little bit lighter when it came than I was expecting. So it can't quite do the thing that I wanted it to be, which was a knit jumpsuit, because I don't think it's got enough heft to it, but it definitely can be leggings. and I know the Averys are a good pattern. They've got a gusset, which is what distinguishes them from other legging patterns. So not very exciting, but required. There will be a pair of Averys. The next bottom, well-ish, would be a pair of Yantas. So I have had a pair of like mauvey coloured Yantas, which I loved, which were made in 2019, I think. And they're too small. They are too small. I've tweaked them a little bit last year or the year before, and I can just about get them on, but there's not a lot of joy in just about getting things on, is there? I thought I would succumb and make the next size up. So I have some options for fabric. I'm sure you know what the Yantas look like. I will put a picture in, but they're like a kind of typical dungaree pattern. I will link up here maybe. I did a You a Middle-Aged Dungaree Lover video where I kind of rounded up the dungarees that I had made and those that I hadn't made yet, and talked about them. So I have a couple of fabrics of options, so you can give me some input on this if you would. So I have this. Now this is a Merchant and Mills linen called Altamare, I think that might be the right name, and it is, I don't know how well it'll show up, but it is a lovely warm greeny teal. It's really nice, kind of, I suppose peacock might be what you'd call it. It's a lovely colour, and I think that might be quite nice as the Yantas. In contention is this one, which is slightly heavier, again linen, but kind of, I don't know, it's still really good quality. I think that's the right side. But yeah, I wonder whether I might get more wear. I thought I'd seen a hole in it then, I was having a panic. I thought I might get more wear from that kind of pale steel blue one. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about which one of those. I think I've got enough for both of them, of both of them for it. And actually the blue one I've got quite a lot extra because I bought a little extra remnant. So that would be the only thing, is I would have a chunk of that left over. So that's the Yantas. Two more. So there's one, she's a woven jumpsuit. Now this woven jumpsuit has been in my head, living rent free. Is that what they say? Anyway, I've been thinking about this for quite a long time. And the one I thought it was the Modern Sewing Society Jessie jumpsuit. But Sandy from Sister Mintaga had a heck of a time trying to get this to fit her. So that has kind of put me off. My other option was to do it as a kind of hack of either the Gilbert shirt and a pair of bottoms, or like a hack that onto the top of a jumpsuit pattern, or this, the Rita dress, and take the top part of this, because that's kind of what I wanted, was that kind of oversized safari kind of vibe. And then I remembered I bought the Vicky Sew's Heidi playsuit. I'll put a picture, and I thought, well, this will do the job, and then I won't have to draft anything. Now the only thing is, it's quite oversized on the top, and what I ended up doing with this was taking about 1.5 centimeters out of the shoulder to make it not quite so oversized. So that is my only thought, is that I might not want it as slouchy. I think it probably comes down to there. If you look at the shoulder curve, you know what I mean, where your arm's eye inserts, it's only very shallow, which kind of means that it's not on the shoulder at all, it's halfway down your arm. Now I printed that pattern out last night as well and did all the cutting out, so those pieces are ready to go. There are 23 pieces of that, so that's slightly putting me off. There's all sorts of interesting shaped pockets and pocket flaps and all that kind of stuff. And the fabric I have to go with that is twofold. I've got this, which is a duvet cover, which I thought might look quite cute, although I'm going to have to think about which way I want to put stripes and things, and I'm not sure I've quite got the brain space to play with that at the moment. But I just really liked the colours in that. I thought they felt kind of fresh and fun. So that's one option for my jumpsuit. And the other option is this, which is a cotton, again very crinkled, don't know which, I think that's the right side. It's a blue and white, and actually the stripe goes on the cross grain, but I think that'll be okay. I think I'll be fine cutting on the cross grain. It's got no stretch, it's not going anywhere. And I've got about 4 meters, I think, of that, so I could actually do a long jumpsuit in that. I do have the Thelma but I'm not quite sure that's what I'm after just at the minute. But anyway, so that's the other possibility. So let me know down below about that one. I ummed and ahed about making another skirt. So I've hardly worn I think it was the Tessuti multi-elastic gathered waist skirt or something. So what I had in my head is that I might make the A-line version of the Axis skirt in this storm coloured, I think that's its name, Atelier Brunette Tencel something blend. It might just be tencel. It's like a tencel twill, I think, but it's definitely bottom weight. I haven't got very much of this, but I've definitely got enough to make a skirt. The other option would be to make those shorts in it, but I'm not sure I want kind of a mid-coloured shorts pattern. So I have got that. So that is also kind of wafting around the edges and has been for a while, because what I have is to match it, like coordinate with it. What do you call that when you do or one colour? You're like dressing one colour. Can't remember. But I tried to buy more of that and ended up with this instead, which is the drapey top layer of it. So I thought, well, I could do a top that went with it. I could do like a Rhapsody, or the ones that are floating my boat at the moment are the Alton by Cashmerette. That's one that's been waiting to be made for a while. But this was actually going to be a Canopy by Mimoi. I'll put that up there. But when I toiled it, it was really low. And I kind of was scratching my head about the best way to kind of put it up, because I'm not talking like a little bit low. It was like past the bottom of my bra. So I was like, I'm going to do that. Anyway, so next is tops. So I don't know about you, but my tops get kind of, the ones I love I wear so much that they kind of get worn out. And then I don't really want to wear scruffy t-shirts. I want to have at least a few that are in really good condition. So my most recent make, is this Travertine vest, which I think I've shared with you before, which is really similar to the Blomma Tank, I think, Anyway, I'll put that down there. That's a free pattern, I think, if you sign up to her newsletter. And I made lots of things with that last year. And I think it's essentially a very similar thing. I was just trying this to see if that knit block from Closet Core was all right for me. And it is. I really like this. So I made this one and was feeling inclined to make some more t-shirts. So I have this. I shared this in a recent Friday Sews. I think this is from Sewsewsew, Katie at Sewsewsew, and is a viscose jersey rib with tons of stretch and recovery. Really nice. This is how much I've got left. So you might have gathered that tank was at the very top of the sewing queue and got made this morning. So there you go. That one's already been made. But yes, so rib tanks, or the other option I said was the Zoey Tank. I've made loads of those, and I put a shelf bra in those. If I can, I probably won't be able to find the video where I talk about how to do the shelf bra, but if I can, I'll put it back up there. And the other thing is some more jersey has arrived, and I'm umming and ahhing about just doing a Stasia tee, which is my current favourite t-shirt pattern. One that gives a very similar look would be the Rowan tee by Megan Nielsen. So the Stasia is by So Liberated. And so I have in my stash already this really nice tealy blue jersey, which was going to be one, but I do actually have 1.5 meters of this, and so I was kind of umming and ahhing and making a Travertine dress, which is just like a t-shirt dress, or the Zoey Tank dress by True Bias. That's a True Bias pattern, isn't it? And then this morning, these might be the wrong way about, these three have arrived. So these are cotton jersey spandex, and I quite fancy a stripy tee. So I quite like, under a navy dungaree or with a navy trouser, I quite like a red stripe, but I saw they'd got that bit of teal in a remnant, and I thought that might be quite nice. So yes, one of those might end up being a Stasia tee. Hoping this is still working. Right, so this is one that I bought for my sister. She didn't want this one. She wanted the starry one for a Closet Core Charlie. And so I had this, but I kind of want to make the Saturday set shirt in this, which is kind of like an open collar, and you wrap it round and then tie it, but it is really, really cropped. And I did lengthen it last time and it was still really cropped. So I need to lengthen it some more because I really kind of want it to sit over my waistband on my trousers. So it's whether I've got time to do that or not. I don't know. But anyway, that's what that was occurring that I might like to make from it. Next is dresses, and I've got lots of options in dresses, so I'm just going to do the front runners. I'm going to whiz through one that I've shown you before, which is this beautiful, there's a theme, this is also very creased, sorry. This is See You at 6 viscose, and it's supposed to be a a.Myosotis dress. I think this hasn't got made so far because it feels a bit fancy, and I'm not feeling very fancy at the moment, so that's perhaps why that hasn't been made. But yes, that's supposed to be a deer and doe a.Myosotis. Next is the Sewsewsew sundress. I'll put that up there. Now, So Let's Sparkle with Sam did a Sew 7 together thing, and I did sew my oxbows during that month, but I did buy the Sewsewsew pattern, and I kind of wanted to make that, but we just really haven't had the weather. Now, this is also very creased, I'm really sorry. Like I say, it's been sat in a pile waiting for this video to be made for quite a long time. Lovely Ruth Creates gave me this beautiful Q-Pro, maybe, I think, or Tencel. Q-Pro, I think, would be my instinct, in this really deep pink colour, and I thought this might make a really nice one. I would probably, if I've got enough, make the one that's longer with the slits up the side and the elastic at the waist. The other option for that is this, which I've had kicking around for a really long time, which is a sea salt cotton, but linen maybe, I don't know, it's very soft, and I would quite like to make that. I think when I finally get my jumpsuit pattern nailed down, I could do that in that. It's a bit light. I was umming and ahhing about Yantas in it, but I think it's too light to be Yantas. I think Yantas need to be made of something a little bit more structured. I made the Burnside bibs last year in a really lightweight linen cotton blend, and it's slightly too light, and every time I put them on I'm like, this is too light a fabric for this, although I love wearing them. But yes, that's a beautiful fabric. Originally that was supposed to be an Avid seamstress sundress, but I could not get the bodice to fit me at all. Like, I spent ages twirling the bodice. I think I did 4 goes and then I kind of gave up, but it might work now, I suppose. That's the other option. I've changed size so much. Now the next dress is a new one. That's a Cosette Crew Club pattern. Is that right? Cosette Claw Crew. I did this last time, didn't I? I'll put that up here. This is called the Terrazzo dress, and it's just come out, and it is it's got a set-in sleeve, but the sleeve is very poofy. Then it's got like a slit down the front of the bodice, and you can kind of press it open or have it closed. And then it has 2 ties underneath, one underneath the boobs and one a little bit further down as your kind of tightness control, which I quite like the idea of. So they suggest you make it in poplin or something semi-structured. So I was kind of wandering around eBay, which I try not to do because I do tend to get tempted, and I came across this. Now this is Rose and Hubble poplin, and it is, well, it's very floral. I love this kind of almost pink with this teal. I think that's a really nice colour combo. And this was £17.50 in the end, I think, for 5 meters delivered. So I thought that will do for that. That would work in that. Now, but now I'm debating whether that's my toile fabric or whether it's my real fabric. So the other one that I had that I was thinking about making that in is this bonkers duvet cover. Now I am slightly hesitating about whether whatever I make in this I'm actually going to wear. But I dare say if I made something like the Terrazzo, because of the size, versatility, actually, that would be one that I could give to somebody if they wanted it. Yeah, so yes, let me know what you think. Enormous flowers or tiny well-behaved flowers for that one. My sweatshirts and cardigans and jumpers and things. Again, I'm just a bit fed up of wearing the same things. Things like I've got a navy Marlowe that's worn on rotation and it's just getting a bit tatty looking. So when I was putting this together, I saw this, which kind of fits with quite a lot of the colours. I think this hasn't been made because I haven't quite known what season it is. It feels a little bit wintry because it's white, but then I look so pale in the winter, I can't really wear that as a jumper in the winter, whereas in the summer I probably can. And it's also got quite a lot of the colours that are in some of the linens and cottons that I've been showing you. So I was thinking this could either be a Marlowe or a seamwork Astoria, which is just like a cropped, really straightforward jumper. It is really, really cropped though. So if you make it, I have to add 1.5 inches to it. If you've normally waisted, I think you probably have to add about 3 inches. It was made to go over dresses, so it's made to hit really, really high. But yeah, I don't think you need it quite as high as that. So I always add a little bit to it, and I probably need to reprint that one out if I'm going to make that one. And the last one was the Nest sweatshirt, which is the So Liberated one, which has a block on the front of it, like a quilting block that you're supposed to piece. I don't have these colours in French terry or sweatshirt in fabric, and I'm just wondering if I can get away with doing that block in woven. If you know about such things, I'm just worried about the interface between having something structured in the centre and then the stretch fabric around the outside. I mean, I know that like piece here doesn't really need to stretch too much. So yeah, let me know what you think, whether you think that'll work or not. Now we're at the end is in sight. So the only other thing that's on my list is actually some hand sewing and some swim. Now I have made, I know this won't look like anything because it's not on me. I will, if I'm going to wear it when I'm going to go for a swim in a little bit, and if I wear it, if I get a picture, I'll take a picture and put it in. But this is the Helen's Closet Sunstar swimsuit, and I've made it just in some really old nylon-y swimwear fabric that I got in bulk from eBay years and years ago, and I've lined it in a coordinating power mesh. I think I made some adjustments, and I think it's not bad actually. I'm not sure about the waist seam. I think it perhaps wouldn't look as obvious in a patterned fabric, but it's quite bulky, that seam. But yeah, so I'm going to make another one of those in this. Now this was in the queue to be something else. It was in the queue to be a Harry Ito b.Cygne jumpsuit, swimsuit, which I've made one of before, but I've got another fabric to be that. This is Liberty Swimwear that came, I think it came from So Me Sunshine, this actually. I do have some nude lining to go underneath it, but I just want to wear this. So I might just cut that out and get on with it while the first one's still fresh in my mind, and then hopefully I won't make all the mistakes I made in the first one. This is the fabric that I was going to make the b.Cygne in. And I think I've decided I'm going to have the stripe running down one boob and then down the other side of the bodice, I think. Or I might not, I might do it all down one side. But yeah, so it's this lovely blue colour with this kind of, it's like got like a mould rainbow on it. So the rainbow's kind of got like grey flecks in it, so it's not too pingy. And then I'm thinking of doing some hand sewing while we're away. Our holidays this year, we're having 2 short holidays. They're both in the UK, so the weather I'm not anticipating is going to be very hot, but I want to take some stitching to do. I really enjoyed making the last 2 or 3 times I've been away. I've done a hand stitched project, so it's just deciding what to do. And I thought I might make a top, so either the Pattern Fantastique harmonic set top in I've got some aqua coloured cotton linen that came from Fabworks Mill. I'll put the haul up here because I can't find it. I don't know what box I've put it in, but it's not there. It's probably in a Q box somewhere. Or I have this, which is a piece of vintage skirt, which I picked up and the elastic's gone. I picked it up in a vintage shop. And so I've got that, which is probably not enough to do the that harmonic because it's got really big sleeves, but it perhaps would be enough to do a Love Notions Rhapsody in, which would kind of give a similar vibe. So I'm thinking that might do. And then that kind of feels like it's of a palette with some of the other things. So I think that's me. That's a lot of items, isn't it? So let me know which one do you think I should prioritise. My gut instinct is I need to get the Yantas done because actually my Yantas get worn year round. I've done that pink tee, so that's the other thing. And then I don't think it really matters very much what else I do. But yeah, let me know what would be your top 3 to make, or which ones do you think I'm going to get the most wear out, bearing in mind I'm going to be in an unpredictable climate for the holidays that I'm on. So I think that's it. Let me know what you've been making, what you find enjoying, and what would be your top recommendation for a summer make this year. I hope wherever you are in the world, you're finding time to rest and replenish and do some making if that's something that brings joy. And I shall say bye-bye for now, and I shall see you again soon. God bless.